So the Alabama Crimson Tide, with the addition of three-star defensive lineman Isaiah Hastings, are back at the #1 recruiting cycle in the nation with only 19 commits. We need to talk about that, plus why do not let the 3 stars fool you. Isaiah Hastings is a young man with an incredibly high ceiling. Making his way to Florida from way of Canada, all Crimson Tide fans should be very happy that he's in this class. Before we talk about all this and break it down, y'all know the drill. I want to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes, N for no. Are you excited about the addition of Isaiah Hastings to the Crimson Tide class? Let me know what you're thinking. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, because I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it, and if you enjoyed this content, be sure to like and comment down below. Those interactions, though they are small, are really massive to content creators such as myself, and both getting picked up and maintained by the YouTube algorithm. But with all of that being said, we need to talk about the few reasons why this is such a great addition to the Crimson Tide 22 cycle. It goes without saying that the addition of Isaiah Hastings vaults the Crimson Tide from their #2 spot to their #1 spot. And the Crimson Tide are not only the #1 recruiting class in the nation, they're the #1 recruiting class in the nation with less than 20 commits, giving them ample room between not only now and early signing day, but now in signing day as it used to be known. The Crimson Tide are sitting in a fantastic position, and when you really look at the battles that they're still involved in, they have got to be excited about what this recruiting class could end up being. But Isaiah Hastings not only gives them the #1 recruiting class in the nation. In fact, the Crimson Tide's recruiting class is a bit more impressive than that. If you look, not only are they #1 in the nation per 24/7 sports points, but they also have the highest average ranked recruiting class in the nation. And if you look, the #2 would come in at Ohio State at 93.63. So the Crimson Tide, with their average rank of 94.23, are in a prime position. But this is also great for what it means for the continuity of Alabama's ability to recruit the state of Florida. The Crimson Tide have done a truly phenomenal job recruiting the state of Florida. And we talked not long ago when Tyler Booker committed to the Crimson Tide about how IMG has been a constant pipeline to Alabama, but it doesn't just relegate itself to IMG. The whole of Florida has been an ample recruiting ground for the Crimson Tide, and the ability for the Crimson Tide, Nick Saban and Freddie Roach, to go into Florida and get another prospect that is highly touted and very much well wanted around the collegiate scene is going to bode well for the Tide. It keeps their presence in Florida, a state that has phenomenally talented recruits. So the addition of Isaiah Hastings gives the Tide the #1 recruiting class in the nation. They maintain the highest average rated recruit ranking in the nation, and not only that, they get to keep a strong presence in the state of Florida. But now I kind of want to focus in on Isaiah Hastings himself, because even though he is a 3-star, I would not be surprised at all if he amps up to a 4-star. This young man has got an aggressive first step. And not only does he have an aggressive first step, he has very good hand movement. He has long arms, but already has good hand fighting technique. And so when you put those two together, when you put how much more he can grow, when you put his athleticism in his body and the aggressive first step, sky's truly the limit for an individual such as Isaiah Hastings. And this is exactly why it is such a fantastic addition to the Crimson Tide's recruiting class. It keeps the Crimson Tide at the #1 recruiting class in the nation with under 20 commitments, giving them a lot of flexibility as it pertains to the remaining positions open. They have the highest average rated recruit, and to top it all off, they maintain a stronghold on the state of Florida by getting a very talented recruit. I'm very interested to hear from y'all, because I was very excited to see Isaiah Hastings ultimately commit to the Crimson Tide. It's something that'd been crystal balled on 24/7 sports for a little bit, but to see it actually go through was a welcome thing. So I'm very interested to see y'all's reaction. That's it. See you.